international relations student at Rajali Haji Maritime University. Here I will tell about my best experience. I made this video to complete the English text given by Ma'am Dewi Murni. Everyone has their own experience, and each experience has a very meaningful meaning for the owner. Each experience provides a lesson and motivation for those who experience it and those around them. So I'm going to tell you about my experience. Although not the greatest in your opinion, I hope you can take wisdom, motivation, or just be entertained with my story. Okay, let's start my story. My story is just a few months ago when I returned to my grandmother's village. From the front of my grandmother's house, you can see a mountain. Even so, the mountain is very far from my grandmother's village, about 50 kilometers. Out of curiosity, I finally invited my father to go there. My father agreed because he also really likes nature. The next day, we prepared to go to the mountain. My two aunts also came because they were also very serious. Finally, we went using two motorbikes, me with my father and my two aunts using the other motorbike. The journey is very long, plus the road conditions are bad and had potholes due to being passed by oil palm trucks. Along the way to the mountain, we were only treated to views of palm oil, quite boring and plus a sore but from the damaged road. After about an hour or so on the road, suddenly the motorbike my father was carrying lost its balance, and the two of us fell into a pothole filled with mud. My two aunts came from behind and immediately helped us while laughing. Luckily, nothing happened to my father and I. And luckily, the street was very quiet at that time and there were no people at all. Otherwise, it would have been very embarrassing. We finally negotiated whether to continue the trip or not because my father's and my clothes were hot, wet and dirty with mud. Finally, we decided to go back to continue the journey because we were more than halfway. After driving for about an hour, we finally arrived at the village at the bottom of the mountainside. This village is beautiful and still not too affected by modernization, I think. It can be seen from the house of the residents who are still in the traditional Batak style. And also in this village, there is no internet signal at all, even though this village has electricity. It turned out that to go up the mountain, we couldn't use a motorbike, so we finally left our motorbikes at the house of one of the residents who were there. We climbed the mountain by passing a path that has a width of about 1 meter. The path looks like it has been cement. Usually motorbikes can also pass, but only motorbikes that have been modified in such a way that they can be used to climb the mountain. After about 2 hours of climbing, then go through the path, we finally arrived at the top of the mountain. Although not at the top because the peak was still far above us. From this place, we can already see the view that is so wide. All the tiredness that was obtained when climbing was instantly finished by the view from the top of the mountain, which was so beautiful. We stood for a while enjoying the view at that time. Because it was getting late and we had not eaten lunch, we finally decided to go back down to the village earlier. When we arrived at the village, it was already late in the afternoon. We also ate lunch at a food stall in the village. After saying thank you, we rushed back to my grandmother's house. On our return, we passed a vast expanse of green rice field, very beautiful. We stopped at the edge of the rice belt to enjoy its beauty while watching the sunset. When it was dark, we continued our journey back to my grandmother's village. Yes, we still have a long way to go in the middle of an oil palm forest. But I will never be disappointed to go back there again. I will be there again someday to enjoy the beauty of nature from Hague. So earlier, it was the best experience for me. I hope that next time I will return, the best experience is even more extraordinary. Thank you for friends who have heard my story. I hope you are always healthy. Bye.